Hello and welcome to this next installment of the Rich Salad Show. We are back and excited with another week of sweet topics, and we're getting started with a whole brand new year. This is our first endeavor into 2026 with this podcast, so we'll see how it goes. Give us feedback if you like. We'd love to hear what floats your boat and what does not. What sinks your boat. Hopefully, we don't sink your boat. Okay, let's bring in our guy back to the Rich Salad Cinemas. David, how you doing?
I'm doing great. We got a stacked show of topics today. We're going to talk about everything coming in 2026, the massive amount of hype just in the movie section, let alone maybe some shows and video games that are pretty awesome too. Um, and yeah, we reviewed, we saw Stranger Things season 5
Yes,
series
we did.
finale in theaters. We're going to talk about it.
Yes, indeed. That was so much fun. All right, so without further ado, we'll get into our first topic, which is Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Yes. Yeah, so David, you're free to jump in whenever, but the theater experience of this was everything. And I remember you sent me you've been sending me a lot of memes about it, but there was one specifically of I forgot the guy's name, but he's from that podcast, The Escape Pod.
On
I-
on Instagram he goes by Wayfellow.
Right. Yeah, and his because he held it was like an exclusive screening with like a bunch of content creators and a bunch of his friends, and you saw the level of hype that was into the finale of Stranger Things. They also had the Duffer Brothers there, so they made it
Yes,
a
that was
pretty
crazy.
yeah, they made it a pretty swank event. And yeah, I mean, just to see all the love for this show, especially in our theater, like, I mean, we're just a random theater in Illinois. Like, who knows who we were gonna get, like in terms of the fandom. And I was hoping, I think we talked about it on our out of the theater review, but like I was hoping to get that end game level anticipation with the audience cheers, with the audience laughter, the audience gasps. We got all of that and more. I mean, I was shocked at the amount of just pure adrenaline that was in the crowd, and everyone clearly had a blast. David, what was your thoughts on the whole theater go of it?
Theater experience was unlike any. I mean, the last time you'd have something similar to that, in my opinion, was Endgame, at least for me,
Right.
where you had anything remotely close. There are some theater experiences that are unique and different, and this one was so good because you had, like Endgame, the buildup of the massive amount of hype surrounding the story and the love that the fans had for the characters. And when certain characters were on screen, there was cheers or whatnot.
Yeah,
Specifically when Derek was on screen,
dude.
the audience
All the
ate.
Derek moments.
Gosh, Derek has such a unique arc. For the very first few episodes, like everyone hated him so much. He was just so annoying. And then as they continued to watch, and we got delightful Derek, it was pretty. The audience ended up loving Derek and loving what the Duffer Brothers did with the character, and the amount of memes made about him was truly astronomical. I mean, if you think about the memes of Stranger Things season 5, I'd say probably Derek had the most amount of memes made
Really?
about him. I would say, gauging in my top tier meme library of my high end meme database library of all the reels that I watch.
Oh, yeah. You
is-
got way too many. I get them all, or at least I probably get some of them. I'm sure I could see a lot worse from you.
yeah, Derek really had the most, and it was between him and Elle's face was probably like the
Oh,
second most. Where Elle, her face, I don't understand why it looks like she just has just a Chad face, but it looks like that. It's not the first meme made about Millie Bobby Brown's face, which is very interesting in and of itself. But again, the theater experience was phenomenal. Some really, but
mhm.
I remember watching it and then seeing so many people hate on the finale. We're too critical. We are too critical of movies and shows And I find myself doing this too, where I can become too easily able to criticize something when I just need to like escape it, just escape reality and enjoy the art. Like that's what I'm trying to do when I'm watching the movie, right? When I'm watching the show, is I'm escaping reality to enjoy the art, to be entertained. So I think people are too critical. Just enjoy it for what it was, and it was really good.
Yeah, I fully enjoyed it, and I could see the criticism because, well, I was going to talk about this finale in two parts, and I kind of wanted to touch on the series overall, even though I mean it's been 10 years, and trying to remember exactly what has happened in the first few seasons or even the first 3 seasons has been a little spotty for me to figure out. But I mean, going back to the finale, and I kind of want to talk about it in two segments with I think with the first half, with the first half especially, I think it's just a great thrill ride. I think the pacing is really on par. I think there's some small moments where it can detract our attention. I mean, not necessarily, but like I mean, you have some moments between Jonathan and Steve, and then some moments between Hopper and Elle, and you have exposition there, but I don't know. I think sometimes those scenes can detract from the pacing. That's just me though, but overall, I think that the first half, and it's crazy with the finale being like 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's I mean that is a literal feature film length, and I think the pushback with this finale is the fact that it is pretty much two parts. It's first part like epic finale of a series, second part epilogue of these characters, and I think that's totally fine. So I could see both sides of the coin on this finale. I'm more on the I really enjoyed it overall. I mean, especially I love what happened in the epilogue, but I mean, going back to just this first half, yeah, pacing was on par, the action was there, all the stuff going into the abyss, everyone working together because I mean, this show has always been about all these characters and, no one can do it alone even though some of them would try. This final fight was all of them working together to defeat this, and then with the L and Vecna fight was fantastic. I mean, just a riveting hour of a finale television. It was fantastic. And then going into the epilogue half, just seeing these characters post all of this, I mean, yeah, I had no problem with it. I think I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like most people who watch the show really like slash love these characters. And I think in a lot of shows we do want to see the resolution in ways that just feel satisfying, even though sometimes we don't get that. But I think we get that in spades with Stranger Things in the finale.
Overall, I mean, those are all my thoughts. It was unbelievable, incredible theater experience. Truly one of a kind.
Absolutely, yeah. Some of these photos, like big shout out to Jamie Campbell Bower, just tremendous as Vecna, and I love that we got to see more of him in this finale. Like, no makeup, just straight up acting his ass off and crushing it. His eyes say everything.
Yes.
He fully brought it to this role. Can't wait to see him in more stuff. And I think Holly was kind of the low key MVP of the season. Putting a lot of weight on her shoulders at the
Hmm.
beginning. I think most people questioned if she can handle that and if she can carry the story. And I fully believe she was able to, and I loved her. All the scenes with her and Max. I think they worked really well together,
Hmm.
building the narrative to escape Henry's memories and all that was just really fascinating. Um, I love this at Turnbow Trap. This is like one of the first episodes of the season. I was like, oh yeah, the hype is there.
Hmm.
Like it was
Definitely.
just a fantastic season overall. I would like to revisit at some point because seeing the epilogue of the finale and then seeing the finality of these characters was bittersweet. But we always have 5 seasons to go back to that'll always be there. So that is Stranger Things season 5 finale, our theater thoughts and overall thoughts of what we thought of this season. So let us know what you guys thought of Stranger Things as a whole, as a finale. We're eager to hear them. All right, guys, with that down, we are moving on to some doomy goodness. So I wanted to show off some art from the great boss Logic, who has created these wonderful mix-ups posters for, well, because we've heard and we don't know if it's, I don't know if it's solid yet, but it seems like it is. All the reports are saying that this is going to stick, but that Avengers Doomsday and Dune Part 3 will release on the same day. I am going to lose my mind that day. I will probably end up taking off work to see both of them because there's no way I could see these back to back. I would lose my mind because they're easily going to be probably like 3 hours each. So, man, it's just this day is going to be crazy. So, December 18th, Avengers Doomsday and Dune Part 3 is coming out. And
Wow, they really want to compete against each other?
well, I don't know if it would be compete. I mean, you kind of what I was going to bring up is the Barbenheimer effect. And I mean, those films I mean, that was literally a visual example of like the rising tide raises all ships. Like both those films and performing at such a high level, but because of each other, but because they're both following or they're both attracting different fandoms or different attracting different demographics. You had both those demographics wanting to see the other. Now the thing with Doomsday and Dune, they're both kind of similar demos because they're both sci-fi e and they both have that fantasy element to it. Lots of big set pieces, lots of big name actors, just big epic grandeur type films. So I think this could be a home run, especially because it's around the holiday season too. It's clearly the most busiest time of the year for movies, and these two can perform exceptionally well. I am over the moon about this. I mean, Dune is one of my favorite films of all time. Part one and part two were just wildly fantastic. I've never read the book, but from what I heard, it was great. And the way Denis Villeneuve adapted it, he took some liberties with it too, which is neat. So he didn't fully adapt it one to one. And with his liberties in making changes, he really he made it just a fantastic film, and a lot of people agreed who read the books too. So that was great to see. And with Dune Part 3, it seems like we're going to get, I mean, because what's interesting is with Dune, because Dune Part 1 and Part 2 follow the first Dune book, and then Part 3 is going to follow Dune Messiah, which is the most like polarizing book of the series. So everyone's kind of hoping, who at least who have read the book, is that Denis will take more liberties with Dune Messiah, because I know there's some things that happen in there that aren't liked, and I've heard some things too that I'm like, I mean, I honestly I trust in Denis Villeneuve. He's one of the two best directors working today, I might think, or at least top three with Ryan Coogler and Christopher Nolan. But I mean, those guys just are amazing at what they do. But David, yeah, you hear this news. I'm curious, what's your thoughts about this stuff?
Barbenheimer was a kind of lightning in a bottle moment, and it really got propped up with memes. And it became a meme. So it'll be interesting to see what memes. I feel like I feel like I just talk about movies in relation to memes.
Yeah,
But it feels like what will the community view this day as? Will we see people making videos and content about it, memes? Will the will the perception be kind of like Barbenheimer? Barbenheimer was so interesting because it was two literally polar opposites. They could not be polar opposites of the spectrum in terms of
yeah,
the audiences that they're trying to attract. The stylistic choices couldn't be more opposite. The topics of discussed in the movies couldn't be more opposite. The colors,
yeah,
I mean,
visually.
visually. So Doomsday feels
Yeah, I
it's
feel like
tripping me up.
it's gonna trip everyone up now.
Yeah. Doomsday feels more similar in the sense that the movies are very big and grand. The styles are similar in the sense that like there's kind of a science fiction aspect to it. There movies from very popular existing IP, and this Dune 3 is ending a trilogy. Doomsday's like salvaging Marvel.
Trying, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's going to have the same effect, but it's going to be interesting to see. I think they're both still going to do really well. I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think I mean, the thing is with the Dune films, and I'm pretty sure they've performed pretty well. So, yeah, here's hoping, especially because 'cause they're both around the holiday season. Yeah, there's a good chance. I think the only thing with Dune is that it is kinda big in scope and in themes and, like, very heady in moments. Like, it's I don't know, it's, like, deep sci-fi that I think most, like, the general audience won't like, doesn't really jive with, as opposed to something like Doomsday, which is, like, I'm sure anyone can enjoy it. So, even though they're going after similar demographics, there's still, like, a difference within there, which I think is great because I mean, you get, two different styles of sci-fi in the same day if you double feature this, which that'd be an insane double feature to see both of these back to back. And now a big question is, like, who's gonna have the IMAX theaters? Because they always select specific theater formats for films. I feel like it's gotta go to Dune because I'm
Hmm.
almost positive I mean, each Dune film is filmed for IMAX. I don't know if they shot with IMAX cameras. I'm pretty sure they didn't, but I could be wrong. But typically, Dune and Denis go for the IMAX format because of just how big it is, and oh my god, is it beautiful on IMAX. So I'm pretty sure they'll probably do Dune 3 on IMAX, and then Doomsday will be in the Dolby theaters. And that'd be cool if they kinda switch maybe at some point throughout their run and just flip-flop. But, yeah, very excited for this. David, you got any final thoughts?
Opening weekend, December 18th, 2026. I'm gonna take Dune having the edge.
As, like, a better movie or better box
Sorry.
office?
Box office numbers. I should have clarified.
No, you're cool.
I'm gonna take Dune 3 better box office numbers, which I
Before you
think is an
continue,
underrated pick.
I'm gonna say you're dead wrong. That is not gonna happen, David. That is not gonna happen. No, no, Doomsday is going to take it. There's no question Avengers Doomsday is I mean, because not only do you have the MCU lovers, but you have the MCU haters who are like, "Let me see if this thing is bad as I think it is." And and they go in, they're chopping on their popcorn, they're like, "Shit, this is actually really good." And it's like and then boom, and then they tell their friends and then more come and I think and from what I hear, so if you don't know, I love John Campea. I talk about him all the time. I always let David know. I always listen to John Campea, and he knows everything about Doomsday story-wise, and he is fully convinced that this is a great film.
Hmm.
So,
How
I
does he know?
well, he has connections with certain people in the industry, and multiple
Oh,
people have told him, yeah, what's going down. So,
all right.
we'll see. I am super. I mean, we'll get into it in our next topic. So many films coming out this year. Doomsday. I still feel like one of them will move, but from all the reports, it seems like it's staying. That
Hmm.
these films are going to drop on the same day, and that's crazy. So I'm gonna have to take off a day of work to see both these in one day because I gotta get my Doom and Dune fix on December 18th. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts on this crazy news. Eager to hear them. All right, guys, with that down, we are moving on to some exciting movies of 2026. There's lots of greatness coming this year, hopefully greatness. And there's some lots of great other stuff coming out this year, games and shows and but we'll talk about movies specifically here, getting into my honorable mentions. So I'll talk about my top 10 and then I'll go into well, first talk about honorable mentions, then we'll go into top 10, and then we'll go into David's picks. So we will start with Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Sam Rockwell, he is he's looking like he's bringing on a pretty fun role, and the director Gore Verbinski, he hasn't done much in a while, but good to see him back. And with this, what looks to be a fun energetic action thriller film about post-apocalyptic events and some time traveliness in there. So you got this film at one of my honorable mentions. Next, we have He-Man: Masters of the Universe, starring this guy who I forgot his name too, but Nicholas Galitzine, yes, and directed by Travis Knight. Which Travis Knight, he is a very well renowned director, directing Bumblebee, one of my favorite Transformers films, might be the best Transformers films in my opinion, especially in terms of the narrative. He really knows how to tug on the heartstrings. He also did Kubo and the Two Strings, which I've heard was fantastic. I need to check out that at some point. So, Masters of the Universe, I feel like it's got maybe some flack going into it just because people are they might be polarized on it where they don't know how it's going to turn out. But you got Travis Knight behind this, the guy can't go wrong. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. One of my favorite movies I saw in 2025 for the first time, Ready or Not, the first one. The the lore behind the game, hide and seek, and how they play this in a very demonic way. It was so much fun, and the mythology they built throughout that the mythology they built throughout that film was really interesting. You have Samara Weaving, who played a really fun role, and it usually has a band of great it usually has a band of great actors that are really fun at giving these really wild, over the top performances with some mellow performances in there as well. So a nice balance. And the director of these films, they always do a great job. They did Scream, they did Abigail. I love the film Abigail that came out. I'm pretty sure in 2024. Can't go wrong with Ready or Not 2. Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic. I mean, come on, it's probably going to be the first biopic to make $1 billion. I mean, it's got it right. It's going to be a lot of fun. Obsession. This is one of those films that kind of came out of nowhere for me. I think it's premiered at some of the film festivals, but and I think yeah, we talked about it in the show earlier. And the trailer that was given to us, it was a very just eerie trailer about this guy who has used some sort of wish to attract some female and is getting more than he's asked for. And he's on the phone calling the head of this wish, and he's like, "Is there a way I could revert this?" And the guy's like, "You sure you want to do that?" And it's just it seems really eerie and just creepy in moments, but very fascinating at the same time. So Obsession, excited for that. Now we're getting into my top 10, with 10 being Clayface. You have the great writer Mike Flanagan coming in to do this. I mean, this is DC's kind of first showing at what else can they really do? Like the DCU with James Gunn and Peter Safran, like what else can they really do? It like other than the Justice League of it, and other than Matt Reeves' Batman, even though that's not James Gunn, but it's still under the DCU, or still under DC. But Clayface being a first kind of sidestep into like what can they do with this Batman villain who can shapeshift, who it seems like this is gonna be like a body horror type film. It just seems like it's gonna be super interesting, maybe a little bit of horror in there too. So Clayface at number 10. Number 9, Jumanji 3. Man, Jumanji, and I've still never seen the first one with Robin Williams, but Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, and then the second Jumanji, man, so hilarious. I just every time I see these films, I just belly laugh because they're just so unbelievably funny to me. I mean, everyone in this cast rocks. Jack Black, The Rock, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan. It's just a fantastic time. Can't wait for Jumanji 3. Supergirl at number 8. I feel like this would be higher, but we did do a reaction to the trailer, and I was a little disappointed, but you got a great director behind this, a great actress behind this. You got Jason Momoa as Lobo in this. Come on. It's gotta hit. I fully believe it can hit. And the storyline it's adapting to from the comics, it sounds like it's gonna be pretty epic. So you got Supergirl at number 8. Number 7, Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. We've talked about in the show before this shot specifically too. I think from what we've seen from the trailer, the shots look fantastic. The cast is stacked. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Jesse Plemons playing the younger version of Philip Seymour Hoffman, absolutely perfect. Ray Fiennes as President Snow. Elle Fanning as Effie Trinket. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see this story. You got Hunger Games at number 7. Disclosure Day at number 6. Seems like me and David are super jazzed about I was about to say Explosion Day. Disclosure Day. We saw the trailer for this again before we saw Stranger Things in the theater, and boy, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people aren't digging the trailer as much as we are. I think this is a perfect trailer. This is all I need to see to be excited for the film. Seems eerie, seems of Spielberg. Get that the sci-fi-ness of it. Get some great actors in there as well. It's gonna be a fun time, hopefully. Disclosure Day at number 6. Spider-Man: Brand New Day at number 5. It was cool the way they rolled out the showing of his suit because they didn't want his suit to leak too early on the web yet. So they got to display his costume as soon as they started shooting, and lots of photos came out from that shoot as well. And just super excited for another Spider-Man. It's never a bad year to have a Spider-Man film in there. Can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse in 2027. I love Spider-Man. If you can't tell, super jazzed about Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Number 4, The Odyssey. I mean, come on. C Note, Christopher Nolan coming at us with a fantasy sword and sandal epic in 2025, 2026. Me and David still plan on seeing the 70 millimeter IMAX screening, whether in Nashville or somewhere near us. Hopefully they build a screen, or hopefully they build a theater near us. That would be pretty epic. So, of course, The Odyssey at number 4. Number 3, Project Hail Mary. This one has quickly risen to the top for me just because of, I think, from what people have said about the book, they absolutely adore the book. And I don't know too much, and I haven't seen the trailer as well, but just from what I've heard and the shows that I watch and the way people talk about this movie, the way people talk about the book too, it just seems like it's going to be epic. You got Ryan Gosling, you have two of my favorite directors, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who directed some of my favorite films, 22 Jump Street, 21 Jump Street. They've, of course, their work on the Spider-Verse films. I think anytime they have a film dropping in theaters, you need to be there because they are excellent at balancing tone. They can give you the dramatic moments, they can give you the comedy, they can give you the action. And I think this film could be a great example of all the great things that make them great directors. So, Project Hail Mary at number 3. Dune Part 3. Dune is one of my favorite films of all time. Nothing needs to be said. It's going to be epic. We'll see what they do with the Dune Messiah story if they adapt it straight for straight. But we know Denis Villeneuve takes liberties in moments, and we'll see what he does with Dune Part 3. But you got Chalamet coming back, Zendaya coming back. Lots of, I mean, these films are filled with such a rich cast of characters. Cannot wait for Dune Part 3. And then Avengers Doomsday at number 1. I mean, of course, it's got to be there. It's for me what has gotten me into movies was the MCU. I always go back to Iron Man 2. The first time I saw it on the big screen, seeing Tony Stark suit up in the briefcase suit, the Iron Man Mark V, was just visual gold for my eyes. And I was like, holy shit, you can do this in film. And they end up doing a lot more, as the MCU rolls on. So if it wasn't for the MCU, I don't know how much I'd be into film, but I'm grateful for that. So Avengers Doomsday, we'll see how it does. Hopefully it's as epic as we think it is. I think once they drop, because I'm pretty sure there's maybe one or two more teasers they're going to drop. And then eventually they'll drop the full trailer at some point, probably in in quarter 1 or 2 of 2026. So once those teasers are done dropping, I think we'll do like a recap of all the teasers and talk about kind of what they meant. But Avengers Doomsday coming in at number 1. I mean, it's got to be there. So that's my list. David, bring you in. What you got?
Yeah, so I got 5. My number 5 is gonna be Street Fighter. When I saw the
Okay.
trailer, I was low key blown away with how it looked, and I'm really excited for some over the top fights, video game style on the big screen in the theater. It looks super good. My number 4 is Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Trailer hooked me, and like you said, the star-studded cast. Seeing the trailer in theaters was literally unbelievable. The the
That's
the
great.
the epicness of the shots that they had, the set, the design, the costumes. You get that chills from the Hunger Games. You know, in the Hunger Games when the the horn blows and the countdown ends and it's just dead silent. Like I got all those chills from that movie in the trailer. So I got just got brought back to that moment and I'm so excited for it. My number three is Avengers Doomsday. This is probably going to be the biggest movie of the year for a lot of people. I know you talk about well trusted sources in your head that are and in your ear that really love the story because the plot is under wraps so far. So this is going to be really interesting to see where it goes, and it's going to be a mega event. My number two is Disclosure Day. Again, another perfect trailer here. Not giving too much away, but you're getting enough. And it's not a teaser. You know, a bad trailer gives everything away, and you feel like you saw the whole movie. A teaser's not enough sometimes, but a true good trailer is Disclosure Day, where you get enough and it makes you really want to go see it. Super intrigued with everything with it. And John Williams, we're gonna see what he can put down in 93. And then my number one is the Odyssey. And personally, I think I have this number one because of my plan with you to go see it in 70 millimeter down in
Oh yeah.
Nashville. I think if I didn't have that plan, I might have something else up there at number one. But just that one of a kind experience that I might not ever have again in my life.
Yeah.
To
I mean, I wonder if we're making like true IMAX as grander as it might not be. I don't know. Like I hope it's great, but I hope we're not hyping ourselves up too much.
hmm,
So I mean, we'll see. I mean,
we'll
regardless,
see.
yeah, regardless, we'll see what's up.
We'll see. We'll definitely see for sure. Yeah, I mean there is a reason why there aren't a lot of them anymore, right?
Yeah, but I mean, now at least they're trying to build more because there's the one coming up by us.
Yeah, so it seems like there's more demand for it.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, it could be a convenience thing. Like it's difficult to do. Like
Right,
it's really
right.
hard to do. Like the mechanical equipment behind it is very difficult to manage and use. I mean, we saw that shot of there was an IMAX camera used in Nope in that one scene, and it's like roaring the camera. Like how like that's like crazy. So
Yeah,
like that's the whole film for this, you know? So those are my top 5. It's gonna be a good year for movies.
indeed. Super looking forward to this year of movies. It's gonna be a packed one. It's gonna be a fun one, and we're gonna talk about it all here on the podcast. All right, guys, let us know what your favorite movies are coming in 2026. Eager to hear your thoughts. All right, guys, with that down, we're getting into some anime news. David, what you got for us?
Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 is dropping on January 8th, 2026. Only 5 whole days from now. And man, I am excited. There's been a lot of people waiting a long time for this. It's a 2-year break between season 2 and season 3. Season 3 or season 2 came out in the summer and fall of 2023, and we're not getting season 3 until 2026. So there's it people have been waiting. We're getting 24 to 26 episodes. um it's I don't know why. I It's unclear the episode count. It could just be that we're in America and this is in Japan, so it could be just that. But the hype that was built, that was generated with season 2, was astronomical. Season 2 really put Jujutsu Kaisen on the map in terms of it won every single award in terms of the anime awards for Crunchyroll. But the thing is, with all of that, there's some serious controversy with season 2 in regards to the production of it. The like for the first time like ever in the history of anime, like animators and the director were speaking out against the studio because the animators were paid like absolute dog water. They were paid so poorly. And the production company Mappa was just like explaining to them, I mean, forcing them to work ridiculously long hours. Things ended up coming out unfinished in some areas. And the director would apologize before certain episodes come out. It's like, I'm like, we're sorry about this. We can't do anything else. And like to have that happen on such a blockbuster of an anime like Jujutsu Kaisen that is so popular, probably the most popular anime right now, is crazy. And I really hope, we don't have those problems come season 3 because it's not like we were missed out. We missed out on some things, but that controversy is disheartening to hear, especially for the people involved that had to go through it, but the fans too, because they want this amazing epic show that they have gotten previously. And some stuff like just didn't seem to be up to that level. Even though but even with that, like I still watched season 2 and was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like unbelievable." I had no idea until I heard about it that like things were unfinished. Like I literally had no idea. That's how good it already was. So, the first 2 episodes of season 3 released in theaters a month ago. They came out with a movie. I didn't go see it because they basically recapped like 4 hours worth of the last arc in like 1 hour, and then the next hour was the first 2 episodes of the next season. So, I was like, "Well, I don't really wanna go see an abridged version of the last half." Like, that seems silly to me. But from what I heard from the first 2 episodes is they're really good. So, I'm expecting some amazing fights, some hype, some intense, crazy animation, and, I'm very interested to a lot of people are wondering what the end of this season will look like because the manga ended in September of 2024, and it's very the anime obviously follows the manga, so I wonder how many manga chapters are they adapting for this, and the ending of the season is going to be like it could set the world on fire. Let me just say, the ending of the season could set the world on fire. One of the creators who was on X, who was responsible for the leaks of the manga, because like the manga is written in Japanese, and then it's like a week, a half a week. It drops on like a Wednesday, and then it drops in the US on like a Sunday. But like there's like a whole business around leaking the information and then translating it beforehand. So this leaker on X at the time that the manga was ending, this leaker had like was one of the top 5 most engaged people on X simply because of this at the time that it was leaking. There's a lot of hype surrounding this. I really hope it lives up to the hype, and I'm super excited to see this. This is another anime that you got to watch.
I
Um
know.
I know, I know. If you ever get around to it, there's actually a specific order in which you should watch it that isn't release order.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really exciting. We've been waiting a while for it. I'm super excited to engage with
Yeah.
the jujutsu world again.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys had like an invincible style wait, that long of a wait.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
said since 2023, right?
Yeah, really like the summer of 2023 was when season 2 dropped, the first arc. And then
Okay.
there was like another wait. And then in like the late fall, and like the fall, the rest of season 2 dropped.
Yeah, I think that is very interesting to hear the discourse between you said was it the director and then the studio animators, just um the not They were not on the same wavelength. So like, was it throughout that last season?
Most of it. So the directors and the animators were upset with the studio.
Okay,
They have the same director for season 3. Okay, so it seems like things were amended.
right.
But this is something that's also, I guess, known about the anime industry in Japan is it's kind of like this in a way, but I guess he's
Mm.
like the I don't know. He's the first guy speaking out, and Mappa had like a ridiculous amount of things on their plate. I mean, at the time they were finishing Attack on Titan. I mean, they were doing Chainsaw Man, which was massive, and that movie did very well. So like they just had so much, and like you have to have the people to do that, man. Like
Yeah,
so,
that is a very interesting story. Yeah, you definitely don't want discourse whatsoever in the shows or movies that you watch, and it's like, you want to love something, but then when the people behind it aren't connected in a way you'd like, it's a little disappointing. But then it seems like, I mean, you enjoyed the last season, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, it was phenomenal. Despite the discourse, despite like the controversy, like it still was unbelievable. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
even with the controversy, I'm still excited for this. I don't want to be disheartened.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I wish I was as hyped as you. But yeah, I know you were trying to get me into some animes. I think, well, because Attack on, or not Attack on Titan, My Hero, because My Hero for me was like, oh, I adore that show. And I stopped after, I think, was it season 4. And you said it's done now, right?
Yep.
It's finale. So I think now is the time to get into it. I still don't know when because I'm very bad with TV shows. But if I were to get back into anime, it would for sure be that, and I would start from the beginning as well because it's been a minute since I've seen that show. But one thing I love about anime is just the hype, and they're always great at telling really interesting stories with fun characters that you can connect to, and that's very relatable to live action shows or live action movies. I mean, I don't think anime reinvents the wheel. I mean, maybe in some things like animation wise, but I think at the end of the day, they're just trying to make a good story with good
Hmm.
characters that we can connect to, and they seem to do it consistently. So anime's got lots of greatness with it.
I do have one thing I want to add real quick.
Mhm.
So I saw a video where this guy was explaining that Stranger Things feels like an anime.
Didn't you send me that?
I think
I
I
think you did.
did.
Yeah.
I think I did send that. Where the the outcast of characters is trying to take down the bad monster. The power system feels very similar to certain anime power systems, and the ending as well. So kind of an interesting take that which kind of boosts the the um the take of anime being more popular, more mainstream. If even something like Stranger Things is mimicking anime in a way,
Mhm.
so interesting stuff.
Indeed. Interesting. Absolutely. All right, guys. Let us know your thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen. Are you as hyped as David is? Let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, we're moving on to our last topic of the day, which is this. We're talking about Wonder Man. Now, for me, Wonder Man, so they've dropped, this is their third trailer. This is their third trailer that they dropped. The first two trailers did not entice me. And I'm pretty sure this show is a product of the era of the Marvel Disney era of just that put out stuff. We don't really care how it turns out. Let's just put out stuff. I think this is a product of that era, which is unfortunate because we've gotten great things out of that era, stemming from Endgame until now. We've gotten great things out of that, but we've also gotten lots of bad out of that. We won't talk Secret Invasion here. No, sir. But with this third trailer of Wonder Man, I was enticed, and I'm like, okay, because before this trailer came out, I'm like, Marvel, you got one more shot to make me want to see this, and they did it. And it's really interesting how this trailer goes because it's edited in a more satirical way, yet there is some interesting things about it with our lead character played by Yahya Abdul Mateen, who was just in the DC as Black Manta, but now he's in the MCU as Wonder Man. So it's cool to see him in two universes. But yeah, we see Yahya Abdul Mateen as Simon, who aka Wonder Man, and he's holding some sort of secret, just his power. And I'm very curious about that because I have no idea of what his power is in the comics or any of his stories in the comics. I'm very comic illiterate. That's why I love the movies. So again, this trailer seems it just seems really fun. It's silly, yet um it's edited in a really cool way, and there's this intrigue about it, about Simon, and why is Ben Kingsley helping him in some way, and just the fact that Trevor is back. I mean, I it's just it's crazy this character has been in the MCU for this long, stemming all the way back to Iron Man 3. It's wild, and having Sir Ben Kingsley as this goof of a character is wild. He is Sir Ben Kingsley for a reason. He's a fabulous dramatic actor. But I mean, what's really cool about dramatic actors is that they can do comedy as well, and it really showcases their dimension. And um, yeah, Trevor Slattery is a great example of that. And of course, seeing him in Shang Chi was great too. Shang Chi is one of my favorite films, probably the past like 5 years. I love that film, and seeing Trevor back in this was really fun. And seeing this guy who was just in Superman playing the director who is fighting superhero fatigue, which it almost seems like. And when I was watching the John Campea show, John was saying he was thinking that this show could be Marvel's version of the studio. I'm like, that sounds
Oh,
very interesting. Yeah, like that could be very intriguing, especially that they're headlining that they're fighting superhero fatigue. That is super interesting because superhero fatigue is a big it has been a big headline for a lot of people on like why Marvel has failed or has been very spotty over the past 5 years. In my opinion, I don't think it's superhero fatigue. It's just mediocrity fatigue because it's there's just been a lot of mediocre crap or just mediocre stuff. So if they've been firing on all cylinders like they have since from Iron Man to Endgame, it'd be a very much it'd be a very different conversation. But um, yeah, coming out at the end of this month. It's coming very soon. Again, we always talk about 2026 being a packed year for film, TV, and games. Can't forget we got GTA 6 coming out this year. Hopefully coming out this year. Oh boy.
we'll see.
But man, Wonder Man, it it hooked me. David, what's your thoughts on Wonder Man?
The trailer was really interesting. I really enjoyed the way they used the music and the typeface and
Yeah.
the words. That was kind of a unique way to use that. I haven't really seen that from a trailer for a show or a movie for something specifically like that. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I'm not I'm not I'm a very difficult comedy watcher. I it's difficult for me to engage with comedies. I struggle with it a lot, to be honest.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure how I feel about this. I was almost like disappointed that we got the reveal in the trailer of, you know, that he has powers. Like I was almost like
Okay.
wishing I hadn't seen that.
Well, I mean,
Um,
but I feel like if you're going into this, you're following a guy called Wonder Man. You gotta expect that he has powers, though.
I guess, but from what I got from the initial when I was watching the trailer, it was like,
Oh,
oh,
be
he
well,
doesn't.
yeah, because you could tell, like, at the beginning, the way they teed it up, he was hiding something, and it's like, maybe if they kept that intrigue throughout the trailer without revealing
Mhm.
exactly. Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe it's more beneficial to know. I don't know. I again, like I said, I struggle to connect with comedies for whatever reason. I'm not saying I'm not like I think it's gonna be bad. It might be though, but
Well, yeah, I will say one thing I forgot is that, and this is not good, that they're dropping the whole thing at once.
mm,
That's never a good sign. That means the studio does not have faith that this thing has legs to hold people's attention for weeks on end.
mm,
So that's never a good sign. I mean, we've seen last year when they dropped Ironheart, and I did not like Ironheart that much. The last episode, the finale was great. It was great what they did at the end. Like wow. But that show they dumped, the show, I think Echo came out in 2024. I'm pretty sure that was dumped and it was not good. Even though it had great moments, I think it had great action moments, especially with Daredevil. Whenever studio just dumps a show, it's never a good sign. So here's hoping that it's somewhat good, but that's usually not a good indicator.
I see. Okay, that is interesting.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of faith. Well, I hope it does well. Like I hope it's good and it's entertaining and it's a show that people didn't expect to be good and it turns out to be good and interesting as interesting and round characters. So, but I might this might be the one where I'm like waiting to see if I hear anything about it.
Yeah.
If I get a rack being like, "Yo, check this out."
Yeah.
You know, might
Yeah,
be one of those.
we will definitely talk about it on the show because I will definitely watch it and I'll give my review and yeah, we'll go from there. You're coming at the end of this month. It's coming soon. It's cool because we got Wonder Man coming at the end of this month. You also have A Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming out, coming from HBO. The start of the Game of Thrones hype. So we got that, and we also have House of the Dragon in the middle of this year. I think there's something else coming out this month as well. Of course, lots of things, but we're just getting started in 2026. So that is Wonder Man. Let us know your thoughts if you're eager for Wonder Man. Gee, I hope it's good. The all episode dump is never a good sign, but here's hoping. Let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, we are done with this episode of the Rich Salad Show. Thank you for sticking with us until the end. We put a lot of effort in this show, so we appreciate you guys. Yeah, we'll see what we're gonna talk about next week. Lots of cool stuff coming. David, what you got cooking for something? I lost my words. David, what you got cooking?
You know, my wife and I have been started. We've been watching the studio. We started watching it on
Yeah.
Apple TV, so probably gonna finish that. You know, the first couple episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen are coming out, so probably gonna be taking a big long gander at those, and be talking about those. So super excited.
Yes, indeed. All right, guys. Let us know if you're excited for anything that we've talked about today on the show, and we will see you next week.